Peace and blessings. It's Crystal, and today we're going to talk about soul connections. So, in order for us to talk about soul connections, we first have to understand that we are all interconnected with everything else in existence. And the reason why is because we're all made of energy, right? And everything else in existence is made of energy also. And that energy is all interconnected. We're all connected to one another. We're all connected to everything that you can see in existence and things that you can't see, right? Because everything is made of energy and we all have the same source. So, in order to talk about soul connections, we have to talk about soul families, right? And so your soul families are those individuals that you chose to incarnate with for the purpose of evolution, soul growth, and spiritual development, right? So we have several different types of soul family members. You have your soulmates, you have your karmic soulmates, and you have your twin flame, possibly. Right? So first, let's talk about soulmates. So when we think about soulmates, we often think of romantic partners, that one special person that you're just destined to be with so that you can have your happily ever after. And I'm here to tell you that you can have multiple soulmates, okay? Not only that, soulmates do not have to be romantic at all. If you have a teacher that you were very close to that helped you out, that can be a soulmate. If you had a mentor that you worked very closely with, or a coach who had a very strong influence on your life or a very powerful impact on your life, that would be considered a soulmate connection. I consider in many cases mothers and daughters, or mothers and sons, to be soulmates. If you have, you don't want to have a favorite, but if you have a child that you have a very particular close relationship with, that could be because you've had a relationship with this child in a past life. Maybe that child was your mother the last time, or maybe you've been their mother before, or even a sister, right? So you have to have a very clear understanding of reincarnation, right? You have to have a very clear understanding of energetic connections in order to really fully get a grasp for what a soulmate is, okay? You also have karmic soulmates, right? So a karmic soulmate, I just want you to know the birds love me. I think I have birds as my spirit animal because I have a very strong connection to birds. They send me messages all the time. So we're just gonna let them have their moment. I think the moment is done. Okay, no, they came back. They got something else to say. What else y'all got to say, little birdies? I'm outside in nature today because I just wanted to be outside. It feels good. It's not too hot. It just feels really good. Okay, so we already talked about soulmates briefly, right? We talked about how it doesn't have to be a romantic connection, although it can be a romantic connection. And in fact, some of the happiest couples that you see around you are probably soulmates. They've probably been together in relationships before. They could have been family members in a past life, but because they have that soul connection where they've reincarnated and incarnated again and again with one another, they have a very strong connection, and that's what forms that bond for them to have that beautiful relationship, right? Soulmate relationships are typically very harmonious and just very supportive and loving. Now, let's talk about the other type of soulmate relationships. Those are called karmic soulmates, right? And so karmic soulmates come in to challenge you. These are the people that you would never consider to be a soulmate, right? You would never consider them to be a soulmate. And in some cases, you might even consider them to be an enemy. I'm talking about that toxic ex-boyfriend that hurts you, right? But taught you how to stand up for yourself, right? How to empower yourself, how to truly love yourself. I'm talking about that horrible boss that made you feel incompetent or treated you unfairly until you finally found the wherewithal to get yourself up out of that situation. Do you see how they taught you a lesson? That's a karmic soulmate. They come in to teach you the lesson, right? And so although we may look at them in a negative light, we may have bad feelings towards them, I'm here to tell you today, they were just fulfilling a role. They were doing their part to help you to become a better person, to help your soul to expand, help your soul to develop, help your spiritual awakenings to happen. And that's what they're there for, to help you along the path in your journey. It's for a lesson. It's for a lesson. Then we have your twin flame. Not every person is able to meet their twin flame in this lifetime. You may have met them in other lifetimes. You may meet them in future lifetimes. But the reason why I say that is because your twin flame is literally the other half of your soul in a separate body, right? Your twin flame is literally your exact energetic blueprint, right? You share the same soul, and it's such a divine connection, this twin flame connection. The twin flame connection is a romantic connection. It's not only a romantic connection, but it is primarily a romantic connection. You will know if you're in a twin flame connection, right? You'll have the signs, you'll have the synchronicities, you'll have all types of energetic connections with this other person that you can't really explain in typical third dimensional reality. Like, it's not just, oh, I really love this person, or I really want to be with this person, or this person makes me feel so special and so wonderful, and he makes me feel like I'm on cloud nine. If that's how you're feeling, it's probably a soulmate connection. Your twin flame will make you feel like lying down in a puddle of tears and never getting up again. Your twin flame will make you feel like your soul has literally left your body when you're being sexually intimate with one another. Your twin flame will make you feel like this is the most amazing love of a lifetime. But beyond all that, you will have telepathic experiences with your twin flame, psychic phenomena with your twin flame, because this goes beyond just a soul connection. This is literally the other half of your soul, right? And so with twin flames, there can be a lot of difficulty. It's not for the faint of heart. In fact, if you have not met someone that you consider to be your twin flame, but you want to have that divine connection and that divine love with another person in this lifetime, I would encourage you to search for a soulmate. Don't search for a twin flame. Manifest a soulmate. Don't manifest a twin flame, okay? If you desire to have a deep soul connection with another person, a soulmate is a wonderful person to build a life with, right? But if you know in your heart that you are a twin flame, there's really nothing that you can do about it. You can't get you hear people talk about soul ties and cutting soul ties. You cannot cut a soul tie with your twin flame. You are connected. You're connected because that person is literally the other half of your soul. And so it's just interesting to see how it kind of plays out. Your twin flame comes into your life to give you the worst heartache so that you can hit rock bottom and dig your elbows into the ground and crawl yourself up out of that pit so that you can become the person that you were born to be. That's what a twin flame does. Your twin flame comes into your life and hurts you like no other person was ever even capable of hurting you. But at the end, you'll be a better person because of you. You won't even be a better person because of it. See, a karmic soulmate will hurt you and make you a better person because of it. But a twin flame will come into your life and literally obliterate you so that you can peel back the layers of your old self, so that you can go through the fire and rise from the ashes like the phoenix to be a completely different person, an empowered person, an awakened person. It's all for the purpose of spiritual awakening, not necessarily for the purpose of a lesson. It's to spiritually awaken so that you are no longer that old person and you've been made new. The other thing that you have to know is that sometimes you can have a false twin. Now, a false twin is a karmic soulmate that carries a very similar energy as your twin flame. And in many cases, some people are feeling like they are in a twin flame relationship, but they are actually with their false twin and going through twin flame-like experiences with the false twin. The way that you can tell the difference between a true twin and a false twin is that your twin flame will never hurt you on purpose, right? Your twin flame might hurt you, but the reasons why they're hurting you is because it's coming from their own wounding, which is attached to your wounding. And so it's like you're kind of playing back and forth where you're hurting each other and hurting each other and hurting each other emotionally, but it's never on purpose. The undercurrent of that relationship is always built upon love, unconditional love. In terms of a karmic twin flame or a false twin, there can be violence. There can be deep levels of manipulation, right? Controlling behaviors, things that would be extremely toxic, right? When you start talking about physical abuse, emotional abuse, those are things that are more likely aligned with a false twin. And it's a little bit hard to tell the difference, because in the moment when your true twin flame is hurting you and you've been triggered, it feels very much like abuse. It feels very much like emotional pain. Like, why are you doing this to me? What is wrong with you? Why would you hurt me like this? You know, it can feel like this is manipulation or abusive. But I feel like as you continue on in the journey, you're better able to perceive the difference between perceived manipulation and true manipulation, because you'll be better able to see things from that person's perspective. You have to be able to see things from your divine masculine's perspective. So in the twin flame partnership, you have a divine feminine, you have a divine masculine. When I talk about divine feminine, I'm talking about the feminine energy. When I say divine masculine, I'm talking about masculine energy. You know, think about yin yang and that yin yang balance between masculine and feminine energies. And so you have to be able at some point to kind of step outside of your ego and see the relationship and see the situation from that other person's perspective, right? And when you can do that, then you're able to figure out, is this person hurting me because they're just an evil jerk? If the answer is yes, then it's a false twin. If the answer is they're hurting me because I'm perceiving that I'm being hurt because this person is also hurt, and so we're in our pain and in our hurt, we're bumping heads against one another, but underneath the hurt we actually truly do love one another, then there's a high likelihood that that is your true twin flame. Not everyone will be able to meet their true twin flame in this lifetime, because that person is the other half of your soul. And so it's just important to understand that it's not good to search for a true twin flame, because you can end up in a karmic relationship thinking that this person is hurting you and taking you through the ringer because it's your twin flame, when in fact that person is not. You just have to be careful of that. So most of the twin flames that I have met, I actually work with a lot of divine feminines. I work with a few divine masculines that are actually awakened and know that they are twin flames. And one of the things that is common to them is that they didn't go searching for a twin flame. It's something that happened to them. It caught them by surprise. It literally pulled the rug out from underneath their feet and landed them square on their behind. Okay. And so if you're having that type of experience where someone has pulled the rug from underneath you, knocked you off your feet, you fell head over heels in love with that person, and then when everything seemed like it was absolutely perfect, it all came crashing down, and you haven't been the same since, and it's been months and years, and you're still thinking about this person, still dreaming about this person, still feeling like this person is visiting you outside of the physical body, then you are probably having a twin flame experience. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any further questions, my contact information will be down below, and I am so excited to help anyone who is having a twin flame experience that would like to figure out how they can have a harmonious union with their divine counterpart. If you search for me on Instagram, my name there is Sacred Feminine Prince. If you search for me on Instagram, my name there is Sacred Feminine Priestess, all one word, and I will be more than happy to help you on your twin flame journey. Bye-bye.